Hello. Okay. Off to the chiropractor. And it's Monday, so yeah. Off to go see the chiropractor. Needed a good ride along and needed to get some time out of the house, but not time out of the house. Yeah. I'm a mess. Sorry, I'm having a really rough day today. I had an amazing weekend. My niece flew my son into town as a birthday present. I mean, my birthday was in March, my husband's was in April, and hers was last week. So, anyway, she flew my son in as a present for all three of us because we haven't seen him since October, and my son wasn't living here when I got into my car accidents, and so he hasn't seen firsthand everything that's going on. So it was nice to touch base with him and say hi and I love you and spend some time with him. There were a lot of people at our house on Saturday, and it was an amazing time, but for where I am up here, it was a little overwhelming. And so he just left a couple hours ago, and now I'm trying to get back into my groove of, doctor's appointments, and I'm just kind of in a blah mood today. I think I truly overdid it this weekend. I really think I overdid it this weekend. And so just trying to function today is a little hard, but I'm doing okay. I attempted to film a video Friday. Yeah, around Friday. It was Friday. I'm not sure what time, and it doesn't really matter. But I attempted to film a video on Friday with my niece that flew my son in, Cheyenne the niece. And we probably did like 6 or 7 videos together because we did, ride-alongs. Then we went grocery shopping and blah, 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 blah. And my phone decided that it wasn't going to stitch the videos together. It was not going to do it. I didn't have enough memory on my phone, blah, blah, blah. So I uploaded a bunch of the art pictures that I've taken onto my Google Cloud or whatever it's called. And so then I deleted them off my phone. And I got a little bit of memory, and I think with it being so many videos that I'm stitching together, it's going to be like, almost an hour video. I was debating on doing it in 2 separate videos because I don't know that anybody seriously wants to see me driving in a car for an hour. But either way it goes, it doesn't matter. The phone said it wasn't going to do it. So I got the computer back from Nikki, and I was trying to do a hard reboot on it. I don't remember the password for the computer, and I could not figure out, even going on the computer website for the make and the model of the computer, tried everything they said to do a hard reboot and turn it back to factory settings, and it wouldn't do anything. It just keeps going back to the sign-on screen. So I don't know what's going on. I may have to just get my seat back. I may have to take it to a professional and say, what the heck is going on with this thing? I don't really need a lot of stuff on the computer. I just need to download my videos, edit them, and upload them. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. Meh. As my nephew Tyler says, tomato, tomato. That's what he says when he's just kind of meh and doesn't know the answer to something. He goes, tomato, tomato. I know, it's kind of funny to me. So, other than that, that's kind of a wrap of the weekend. I mean, we had my niece Cheyenne's birthday barbecue. My sister and her kids came over, and my great nieces came over, and so my sister's in-laws, I don't know what like, they're not really my in-laws, but we call them in-laws, so whatever. They came over too. It was really good to see them. She made a pasta salad, like the bow tie pasta salad, that had mandarin oranges and purple grapes, and it was amazing. I loved it. It's like half gone at the end of the barbecue, and then the rest is sitting in my refrigerator. Nobody else wanted any. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll keep it. Obviously, I'm a pasta lover. So, it was fun to have them over. Let's see, who else came over? After the barbecue, I think after the barbecue, we all just kind of cleaned up a little. I mean, the house, normally you have a barbecue and the house is trashed, and it really wasn't. Everybody did a really good job of helping clean, because I really was just so sore. I couldn't do much but walk into the other room and sit down, and then walk into this room and sit down, and so they did a really good job of cleaning up. I didn't really have to do much. We all just kind of, at the end, just kind of hung out in the living room and talked and BS'd. And then, let's see, that was Saturday. Sunday wasn't really bad. My son's best friend, he went and picked him up and brought him over to the house. And we all just kind of hung out and talked, kind of what's new, what's going on in life, kind of thing. And it just, I think, mentally wore me out. And I honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't even think it was this whole weekend that stressed me out. It was last Thursday. It just, like, put a brick wall in front of me, mentally and psychologically, mentally, same thing, and emotionally. So, last week, it wasn't a horrible week until about Thursday. I had taken you guys with me on my shenanigans ride along to go to Walgreens and then AutoZone and blah, blah, blah. But in that video, I talked about happening to go pick up a medication to help me because they were doing an MRI. So Tuesday they did the MRI, and the medication honestly didn't do anything at all. I took one about a half an hour before I left for the procedure, and my husband drove me, and I got there, we sat there, I was filling out all the paperwork, and I was still breathing really heavy. I was very clammy. I was just feeling kind of boxed in. So I took the second pill, and the guy called my name, and we went back, and he was talking to me, and I told him how claustrophobic I was. And he's like, well, here's the thing. I'm going to put you in. We're going to be okay. And he had my hands, like, across my belly is where he told me to put my hands. And he gave me this little, it was almost like a blood pressure pumpy ball thing. And it basically tells them that to stop. He's like, okay, squeeze this if you need anything. We're going to put you in. It's only going to take like 23 minutes or something like that. It'll be faster than you know. And so my hands are across, I know they're on my chest right now. They're across my stomach like this. And they started to put me in the tube. And my arms were touching. And the next thing you know, I'm like this. And so he pulls me out. He says, all right, let's put your hands down. So they were kind of down across my stomach like so. It was the most uncomfortable MRI I think I've ever had in my life. It was quite comical. He puts me back in. He starts talking to me, and I panic. And I'm like just squeezing the crap out of that ball. He pulls me out, and I'm sobbing, and he says, you know, we can't do this if you're like this. We need you to be as relaxed as possible. And I'm like, can you just get my husband? Just let me hug him. Let me lay eyes on him. He'll tell me it's going to be okay, and I'll be able to do this. And he did, but it took some persuading. You know, I've got other people. I said, I don't really give a crap if you have other people. I am claustrophobic. I'm having some issues. We need to figure this out. I need the MRI. Can you just give me my freaking husband? So he went and got him. He hugged me. My husband hugged me. Told me he was going to be okay. He prayed with me. I was okay. I asked the technician if I could get a wet, warm washcloth to put over my eyes. Because that way, if I open my eyes, I still can't see anything. And it's kind of like you're tricking your brain or something. And I don't remember why he didn't get it wet for me or why it wasn't warm. He just handed me a washcloth. Whatever. So they did the MRI, and I came out. I was okay. I was still a little panicked. Went home, just kind of vegged the rest of the day because it just was I don't want to say traumatizing because that seems, I don't know, like that shouldn't be traumatizing. But when you're claustrophobic and you have to be put in a tube, and then they put this thing on my neck to hold my head down, it was way over an edge of reality for me mentally. So Wednesday rolls around. I was still in that mental fog. I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't function. Thursday rolls around, and I'm still in this like mental block. I'm like petrified. You know, when are they going to get the results of the MRI? What's it going to say? And about 10:30 or 11, I got a call from the collision center, and they told me that they got the results. They found something positive, and in my head, positive was like, oh yay! No. If they say positive results, that is not a good thing. She proceeds to tell me they found something positive. I need to go get a CT scan right now, today. That she's on the phone with the place that did the MRI. I need to go back to the CT. It has to be done today. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And she says, I don't know. They didn't really tell me anything. They just told me you need to get it done now. So I hang up with her. I call the other place and say, hey, you know, my doctor's office told me I needed to come back in. I needed to get a CT. She says, no, you're doing an MRI. And I'm like, no, I did the MRI on Tuesday. It's Thursday. They just told me I needed a CT. Then the other line rings. I answer the phone. I'm like, oh, can I put you on hold for a second? Sorry, I'm a little manic at this time. My anxiety is just through the freaking roof because I'm not understanding what's going on. It is the head doctor of the collision center, and he's telling me that they found a break and asked me when I broke my neck. My heart sinks. My anxiety shoots through the roof. I'm trying everything I can just to maintain some form of rational something that words will come out of my mouth that make any kind of sense and not absolutely sob uncontrollably so that he can understand if my brain can form the words to come out of my mouth. And I'm like, I have never broken my neck. What are you talking about? He says, well, we found something on your MRI. We need confirmation. You need to go to CT right now. If the place that we're sending you can't get you in right now, go to the nearest emergency room. Do not leave the facility until I talk to you. And I'm like, you're scaring the crap out of me. And my husband's standing there trying to talk to me while I'm on the phone, and I eventually just had to put people on hold, and I'm like, I don't understand. I can hear what's coming out of their mouth. I can comprehend the words, like understand it, but not understand it enough to form the words to say anything out of my mouth that my husband could understand why I'm having this physical reaction. I finally form a few words to say, I have to go get a CT scan. This is the doctor. I have to get it done now. He runs upstairs to get dressed. I'm like still in my nightgown. And the doctor keeps talking to me about they found a break and he needs confirmation and if, you know, the emergency room. I said, well, I'm on the other line with DIH, which is the acronym of the place I went, and they're not sure they can get me in, but they're going to try to get me in. He says, well, call me back at this number as soon as you have an appointment, and if I don't answer, leave me a message, and if you don't hear from me by 7 o'clock tonight, you call me back. I'm like, okay. He gives me his number. I get on the phone with DIH, and she said, well, our south location, we can't get you in. The one, this location, we can't. But you know what? Just go to this location. I'm like, okay, I'll go to that location. She says, how fast can you get there? So, well, I kind of have to get dressed, but okay. And I'm still panicking and just inside. I call my friend Nikki. Well, I think I texted her and said, I don't know if you have to take me or if Shane's going to take me. I don't know. I'm just kind of freaking out. This is what was said. I'm panicking. Give me 5 minutes. Is there any way you can go? She said yes. Call her back in 5 minutes and let her know if she needed to go. So my husband's dressed. I'm dressed. We're getting ready to walk out the door. I'm still freaking out. I texted Nikki and said, can you just meet us at DIH? And I gave her the address, and the doctor calls me again and proceeds to start talking to me. See, I'm like still really worked up about it because it's mentally, I can't get past what he said. He tells me that he has a spinal surgeon, a specialist spinal surgeon, or spinal surgeon, and there was specialist or something in the middle of it that was going to be looking. He wanted to look at my MRI results, but he was on vacation, blah, 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 whatever. I couldn't leave DHI until I had the results, and that I would possibly be looking at emergency spine surgery that day. I'm panicked as all panic could possibly be. Spinal surgery? Like, how do you wrap your head around, we found something, emergency, go here now, possibly spinal surgery? That is absolutely petrifying to me. And so I took a it's benzodiazepine to help just calm me down so that I'm not in hysterics when they try to put me in the CT scanner. And the CT scan went fine. We ended up sitting at DHI for a couple hours because we couldn't leave until the results were looked at by a different radiologist. The doctors, he had I don't remember what it's called. He didn't call me, and one of his colleagues called me on my phone and said, you know, the doctor's in clinic, he's working on somebody, you know, blah, 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 blah. We've got the results back. You're okay to go home. The doctor will call you when he's out of clinic. And so that helped a little. I was like, okay, so maybe it's not an emergency, because he didn't tell me to go to a hospital. He didn't say anything about a surgeon. He didn't say anything about, you know, a broken spine or broken clavicle or whatever. And we get in the car and we go home. At 7 p.m., I still hadn't heard from the doctor. So I'm sitting at home I was sitting at the DHI freaking out. Then I'm at home still freaking out because I haven't heard anything. And I get that they tell you no news is good news. Now, when you're in this situation, it doesn't feel like no news is good news. Call me back, tell me what the hell's going on, and let me get, somewhere. So I call the doctor, I leave him a voicemail. About half hour later, he calls me and tells me, sorry about all of the anxiety that today caused me. Turns out, the radiologist that looked at the MRI wasn't sure what he saw, but there were 5 or 6 other radiologists or specialists or whatever that looked at it and did not find what the original radiologist saw that freaked everybody out. My CT scan showed that there is an issue. He would talk to me about the issue on Wednesday. Well, okay, it's still only Monday, so I still don't have all the information. Regardless, I digress. Go back. So Thursday night, I'm talking to the doctor. He's like, there's an issue, but nothing's broken. You don't need spinal surgery. We don't know what that was. I apologize. Maybe we all just jumped the gun. I am the kind of doctor that's better safe than sorry. I'd rather, send you there, have it done, and be 100% sure that that's not an issue, which I appreciate. I completely appreciate that. I don't want to find out, 8 weeks later, oh, hey, you had a broken neck, And I have a history of breaking bones and not knowing they're broken and walking around on them. I had an issue with my ankle that I walked around for at least 10 days. I think it was 10 days. And I just walked around on a broken talus bone in my ankle and didn't know that it was broken. And then the bone, anyway, whole nother story. So I have a history. So I was telling him, you're 100% sure on all of these tests you've done that there is nothing broken. I do not have a broken cervical whatever. There's not. I didn't break my neck. There's nothing. No bones chipped off or broken or floating around. And so he tells me that nothing's broken. Everything's okay. He'll go over the rest of the results of the MRI with me on Wednesday when I see him. And then tells me he wants to just erase this day like it never happened. He apologized that it caused me, panic and an anxiety attack and fear in everybody. Better safe than sorry. Can we start over? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. Let's forget today happened. Yeah, that didn't happen. It still hasn't happened. That buildup of, I can't even, there's not even a word for it, is still there. I didn't even go see the chiropractor I didn't see the chiropractor Wednesday or Friday of last week. I'm supposed to see him 3 times a week. And I physically could not go. I was just at this. I'm still petrified that something's really wrong and I don't know what it is and nobody's telling me anything and I'm not feeling any better. And so it just, wow, there's a moth inside my car. I'm gonna see if I can roll the window down. Go out that window. Go out that window. Go out the window. Okay, it went out the window. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm still at this really weird, place. But I am pushing myself to go to the chiropractor today. I'm out of the house. I was out of the house over the weekend for a bit, when Cheyenne and I went grocery shopping and you had to drop some things off at Nikki's. So I've been out of the house and I know it's not just that. I think it's just a mental block from, the being petrified to death that I'm gonna need spinal surgery. It scared the crap out of me and I'm still not out of that being scared the whole time place. I did my best over the weekend when, you know, my son was here and my niece was here and everybody was at my house. I did my best to just put it in a little box and put it in the bag. But you can only keep that in a box so long before it's just going to pop out and go, hello, I'm still here. So that is where I'm at right now. Thank you for riding along with me on my little blah. You know, I'm at the chiropractor's now, so I'm going to go in, do what I got to do, and then I will come back out and probably have to do another video to just be able to drive home. So again, thank you guys so much for riding along with me, and I will see you in about half an hour. Bye.